Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the 34th episode of GuardianCast,
Yeah.
special After Dark edition, getting
Ooh.
close to Halloween.
Spooky edition.
I actually had to reschedule today because my insurance makes me do this annoying thing every year where I have to go to a doctor, and I'm like I don't want to do that, but I totally
Mhm.
forgot it was a Friday and I had to get like a flu shot and stuff, so
Oh,
but
anthrax shot, all that stuff.
yeah.
A
So
friend in the military who said that they had to do nine or 10 different immunizations. If they go overseas, they have to get
oh yeah.
everything from anthrax to you name it, they get it.
Plus they are like, hey, this is a good opportunity for us to test the stuff we're not sure is safe yet. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, so this week, I was thinking going into this week, oh my gosh, there's so much going on, I don't even know how
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it all, but I realized after starting the week that I just don't care about 90% of it, so I'm just gonna do what
So
I feel like doing.
So, let's talk specifically what you mean when you say I don't feel like doing most of it.
Yeah.
So, break down what you don't want to do.
All right, so number one, Iron Banner. I think
Okay.
last time Iron Banner was it was okay, they had the light level advantages. That was a little bit
hmm
different. But since they've scaled that back, it just feels like a worse version of quick play to me. I don't
So,
see any point in playing at all.
because I know the TWAB really didn't have anything to talk about, but with regards to how much they changed it, like what percentage was it at, and what percentage is it at now?
They didn't break it down that way. They showed a graph of the light level delta and how it falls off. It's in the TWAB from a month
Two,
ago.
2 weeks ago, right?
2 or 3.
Or 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me look at that real quick. And did this graph here that I'm looking for, does it show what it currently is or what they planned to do to it?
I think it shows what they plan to do, and I think that is what they ended up doing. I don't remember hearing anything different. What I will say that they changed that was positive, it's not really, doesn't matter to me so much, but they changed all the bounties to be easier and made it so they all grant powerful rewards. Now that
For
I'm
Iron Banner.
yeah,
Okay.
now that I'm either 600 or very close to 600 on my other two characters,
Mhm.
that really doesn't matter as much to me because I don't find it that fun. But I guess if you're way behind, that's 6 or 7 free powerful rewards just for playing Iron Banner. So
That's,
it
yeah, well, actually it is 7.
yeah,
And not only that, but you also get the ability to buy the next. So you get the powerful reward from the gear, and then you get to buy the piece of gear that's not powerful reward, basically finishing out your set,
right,
making Iron Banner pretty much pointless after you play it for maybe like 3 or 4 games.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I might end up doing it on my lower level characters if I get bored and don't feel like doing anything else. But
Okay, so
yeah,
from this graph, I've got it right here. It says if I'm the same level as my opponent, my outgoing damage is multiplied by 1, so there's no change from normal Crucible. If I'm 100 per power below my opponent, my outgoing damage is multiplied by zero point 0.8 or a 20% reduction. And if I'm 200 below my power below my opponent, my output is zero point 0.5 or a 50% reduction, and it goes the other way as well. So really, if you're but instead of 10 and 20 power level difference, which is what it was,
hmm
they moved it to 100 and 200 power level, which is
right,
really hard to do.
right. Yeah, I
Uh,
noticed this week, playing against other people, I went in at 600 and I would play against, people, I would see 560, 550, and literally I couldn't tell the difference. They were still three bursting me with pulse rifles and stuff. So I was like, what the
it's
heck?
supposed to be
What is the
it's
point of
supposed to
this?
be for 20 power levels above your opponent. If you're 20 power above your opponent, you should be doing a bonus 10% damage against them, and you should be receiving 10% less damage from them.
Mm,
But like that's according to what this math is. This
Right.
math is like all funky because the graph goes one direction, and then once it hits 100 power, it goes another direction entirely.
Yeah.
The curve's just messed up.
Yeah.
Power doesn't matter as much as they said it would, or like now, like it was fine the way that it was. Like remember when you said, a couple of weeks ago, you said, well, I was wrong about Forsaken. Like I was wrong about power mattering,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
now we're back to
I
the
know. I like actually like praised them for it, and they were like, "All right, well, we got to screw this up now." But
I just think that like most of the people are going to be 600 in a couple of months anyway.
I think
And
it was like such
especially
an
with the next
overreaction.
expansion.
It was such an
Yeah.
overreaction. They like took the feedback of people who said, "Oh, I'm getting crushed in here," because there's like a few people who are high level, and like the rest of us are all over the place. But like I
Mhm.
said the last time, it was like, okay, they're gonna adjust this, and people are going to over time cluster closer and closer together in level, and then this is gonna matter less and less. So I don't know. It seems kind of silly.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just like the reaction that it seemed to be was that like everything was reduced in that same thing. Like they said that the next Iron Banner, um, so they're reducing like who they were listening to was very crucial there, right? So they were
Yeah.
listening to the people who said, Iron Banner it's too much of a grind, or it's
Mm-hmm.
too difficult, and then you get crushed too easily.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say, like, then what's the point of 600 light? Is it are we playing a PvE game with PvP, or are we playing a PvP game that where power actually matters? Or like,
And how is it different than the quick play playlist, other than just random loot, you know?
I mean, I guess control is the way that it's different now, right?
Yeah,
Like the way
there's
that the
a
control
the
is
power
differently,
play
but
thing. Yeah.
yeah, the power play activity.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't see anything else then if that literally is all the same, other than the fact that you get 7 powerful rewards per week per
Yeah,
character.
it seems like their idea for this is just to have it exist as a catch-up mechanic, which if that's the case, then I'm just like not gonna play it. Like okay.
Yeah, I guess you can look for good weapons like weapon rolls and stuff like that. Like
The thing about
it could
that
be.
is I have 1,000 tokens. I started turning some of them in last night, and like there's not that much to aim for. Like I want the sniper in a decent role, but I still don't think I'm gonna like it as much as my silicon anyway, because the base stats are not as good. So
It's too bad they listened to like the not the wrong end of the stick, but like it feels like we're actually dealing with two different development teams.
mm,
The one who developed Forsaken and the one who's dealing with Forsaken now.
yeah,
And like we're getting two conflicting messages again, like we did with the original game, where the original game was like the scaling the power. I guess like when in the original game, like they didn't really think they made a whole lot of mistakes, and then it took a month to actually make the mistakes glaring as
yeah.
people hit the power cap. Right, the power cap wasn't hit by most people, and most people weren't feeling the problems until the raid
That's
came out
that's
and the
why all the
prestige raid came
reviews
out.
were like Destiny 2, 9 out of 10, and then
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
month later, like the reviewers were like, wait a minute, you guys may have jumped the gun on this.
Yeah, so like where are we now as if Iron Banner is an investment system? The
Yeah,
only thing you can get out of it now that's different from the other things are maybe better weapons than the Crucible has, but
maybe.
how many games do you have to play to get that if you get 20 tokens for a
A-
win and
And
10
on
tokens for a
and
loss?
on that note, they don't even have every type of weapon for Iron Banner available in the game right now. There's no hand cannon that exists.
Really?
Yep, there's no
Not even
au-
in the alternate, like the the maybe
nope.
the
There's no
pool,
hand cannon.
the
There's
engine pool.
no hand cannon, no auto rifle.
Huh.
Um, I don't think there's a shotgun either. So right now I'm pretty sure it's just sniper
Scout rifle.
rifle,
I saw
scout
scout rifle, pulse
rifle,
rifle,
pulse rifle,
pulse rifle.
submachine gun. That's
Oh
all
yeah.
I've seen.
Hmm.
So that's not a lot of things. I mean, if you're chasing a specific role, that's actually good for you because it increases your chances of getting one of those weapons. But I don't know.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I couldn't help but feel like the other thing is like skill-based matchmaking is on in this playlist, and let me tell you, it just like reminds me of a time in Destiny that I just found incredibly frustrating. You load
Okay,
into
so
it
that's
and
another reason to avoid it.
yeah, exactly. It's just another reason that you go in and you're like, man, this feels like worse quick play. You
This
know,
feels like, yeah, this feels like Destiny 2 did before they fixed quick
right.
play accidentally and then said, well, we'll keep it in there because you guys
Yep.
actually want it. But
And I get the philosophy. They're saying like this is supposed to be like an end game event, but it's like you're not treating it like an end game event. You're scaling back the power delta thing and everything else. So we're getting a mixed message, you
yeah,
know.
while I was away this past week, I was watching you guys play comp and I was watching how long the matches were taking to get that. And I know skill-based matchmaking's a thing there, but it's like
Rank
that
based
going in.
matchmaking there though.
Yeah, right. But
Yeah.
like it just increases the queue times
Yeah.
and it makes it harder for someone else to play with someone else if they have a higher skill than the other person because then the other person gets wrecked.
But here's the crazy thing. I had way more fun playing comp than I did Iron Banner. Like
Yeah, because they're objective based game modes and they don't last nearly as long as Iron Banner. If Iron Banner was like 2 minutes long, you wouldn't be that concerned about it. Plus, if you could get the competitive rewards in Iron Banner, then Iron Banner
right.
might be worth playing.
Right. And I know I'm grinding towards a specific thing. With Iron Banner, I just feel like I'm just meandering around. Oh, we have a wild Huffy coming into the fray.
Yeah, it's a carrot and a stick, right? So
Yeah.
the carrot and the stick, and what you're saying right now is the stick the stick that's holding the carrot out. The carrot is kind of like not good looking.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still purple.
Yep.
If you didn't know in anything about farming at all, but yeah, carrots are actually purple. They're
Mhm.
dyed. They're
Yeah.
dyed the orange color. So like it's purple and it looks kind of like gross, and you're like, I don't want that carrot.
I wonder what made them think to go with orange instead of like green or something.
Yeah. Also increases your mount speed by 10%.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I didn't bring it up this time.
All right, so Huffy, give us your thoughts on Iron Banner, the changes, how everything is feeling to you right now, and the game type itself.
I don't know why they took out the Delta stuff.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like it felt better before.
yeah.
I agree. Comp feels better than Iron Banner.
Oh, you heard me say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Did you ever think we'd be saying that? Like, if I told you, like, back in like season 3, like, I think comp is gonna feel better than Iron Banner.
So this is what I said basically is that God. if they just did one thing to Iron Banner, it would actually, I think it might improve it. And that is make your competitive rewards available in the Iron Banner playlist, like the way, like the quest line to be able to complete that and the getting the rank and all that stuff, improving your competitive, because it's a kind of a competitive mode anyway, right?
I don't think that that's they need to make like its own thing to chase. Like they need to make
I mean, right now there's nothing there's nothing that they can do, especially not in this season.
No, they could though. So like right now the rewards at Saladin, if you go over there, you basically you can buy those for having the like completing a bounty. Go back to the old system where it was like, oh, you need X amount of packages this time to unlock this, you know. That was better. And add more stuff. Like I was just saying to Exo before you got here, they have like 4 weapons you can get right now. They don't even have like every type of weapon at Iron Banner yet, so
yeah, it's just like I don't know, man. It feels fair and not fair at the same time. Like there's skill-based matchmaking, but like it doesn't count for teams versus solo players. So it doesn't feel I don't know, the games just don't feel good to play.
Right.
It's either like a blowout or it always feels like when you're in a team of 6 that you're matching 6 solo queuers, and every time you like go in with like a team of 3 or whatever, there's like 6 people sweating their buns off, and it's like why can't we just match other teams or match other solo queues? I don't know.
Well,
They
and then the
need to
light delta
finally
being
figure that out.
changed. Like you guys both agree that the light not mattering as much is not as good. Like well, us heaping praise on them for the first Iron Banner, and then them reacting like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
It feels like, you know, it's not the game mode that we all expected that it was going to be.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't
the
know.
first
Like
time-
they're
the
searching
first
for
time actually-
identity.
Yeah. What was it that made us love? You know, I was about to ask what was it that made us love Iron Banner in D1, but let me be honest, the armor was good.
Yeah.
Like,
Why does
the
it look
armor
so
here-
bad?
It looks
Stats,
terrible.
maybe?
Is it,
Stats?
no. Why does it
Just
look bad?
aesthetically.
Yeah. Wait, but actually, it's not even just Iron Banner gear. I feel like they got a new like armor artist that like has blackmail on them or something, because every set of armor that comes out is just so horrible.
There are good ones, but like it's never for Hunter.
Well, but this time with Iron Banner, even the Warlock and Titan stuff, I'm like, ew, man, what's going on with that like bowling ball hat for the Titan there?
Yeah,
You know?
the samurai stuff that we had in season 3 was better.
Yeah. And a lot of people didn't even like that. So then they were like, what if
No.
we made it like a worse looking samurai stuff? You know?
Yeah, it's
The guns look
Hunter
pretty
helmet
good. I'll
looks
say
like
that
a
the guns look pretty
fireplace.
good.
Yeah.
The what?
But the aesthetic of the gun matching the armor doesn't make the armor look good. Like they
Yeah.
need to find a theme that fits better than like like if the spikes and stuff like that were coming out of like the armor, that would be cool. But
Yeah.
I mean, they're not putting their best foot forward when it comes to anything dealing with Iron Banner, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the shader? Do you think it looks like a weird poop color mixed with
I think it looks like rusted. Like it's supposed to look rusted, right? But it looks like garbage. It actually looks like it actually looks like I jumped out of a trash barrel, and I'm like, I'm here to fight you.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's how the meeting went. You know, they were like, all right, guys, we need to make this shader look like some guy jumped out of a trash barrel ready to fight, you know? And then when they came and
I surprised you with my
they came and they showed like the color scheme, and then the guy who had that idea was like, this is exactly what I was thinking of. Perfect. Great job.
Oscar the Grouch the shader. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It seems like they throw bad shaders at the game though, so that there will be like a couple of good shaders.
I'm trying to think of there's a quote that they had about a long time. It was back in, you know, when they were asking about the gear, they were like, why is some of the gear good and some of the gear bad? And they said that obviously some gear just has to be bad.
Yeah.
And that's just as a result. They just said that some gear has to be bad, but why do any of the purple shaders have to be bad?
Yeah.
Like,
You know, here's an even better question.
why do
The Eververse gear. Presumably they want to make money on that. Why are they making that look so bad all the time? You know, like
I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool for the Festival of the Lost. Like
Oh no, I'm talking about the Dragonfly regalia stuff.
well, you like that hunter cloak, right? Festival of the Lost.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
like
they-
it
yeah, they made
covering your hood and making it look like a
They made a mistake with that hunter cloak. That shit is. Everybody's thinking it, but
well,
nobody
you'd
wants to say
you'd think
it,
that
yeah.
out of Seattle there wouldn't be something like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there wouldn't be something like that coming out of Seattle.
I just wonder, like, they have such a good art direction team, and like the armor guy, is he on that team? Because if he is, you know that they're all like, oh, this fucking guy. What an
To be
amateur.
fair,
Doesn't know what he
to be
just.
honest, if I'm being completely honest too, one of my big gripes has always been about the shaders is that the colors that you see, the 4 colors that you see,
Never
don't
show up
have-
how you anticipate.
They have
Yeah.
no. there's not a system with be like, oh, color 1 is going to be that and color 2 is
Yep.
going to be that.
Yeah.
Like you should be able to just see what, like they're just do a bad job with shaders.
I mean, technically what you should be able to do is have individual colors rather than shaders, and then you should be able to select fragments of your armor. Like if like your arms are broken into 3 pieces, you should be able to be like elbow piece, orange. You know, like that would be the way to customize your character.
Yeah, we're already paint by colors now. We just can't pick the
Right.
pick the paint by numbers. We just can't pick the numbers. Like you're
Yep.
saying, like let us pick
Yeah.
the numbers.
It's randomly generated, it seems like.
I went to put the Bumblebee shader on my Not Forgotten because I was
Yeah,
like, this
see,
thing would look sick
that's
yellow.
what I did.
It came out black?
An experiment. I
No, it
did an
came out
experiment with
gray.
Huffy.
Gray. Okay.
I was like,
All right.
Yeah, I did that experiment with Huffy because like before in Warmind and the other expansions, there was a like with the base game, it was like the Callous Treasured one always looked like super gold. But then in Warmind and in Curse of Osiris, the gear and the colors that they actually used were like almost reverted. So they used the bottom colors instead of the top colors, and it was very easy to see. And now it's just a mess because some weapons do that and other weapons don't. And this is what he's talking about with the Bumblebee, like the Duskrock Blues. I had him turn on the Bumblebee, and it's like this bright yellow monster. And like if you do it to which one you said, the Luna's Howl or
the Not Forgotten.
the Not Forgotten,
There's
and
no
it's like
yellow.
it's not yellow at all.
There's no black. It's just gray.
That's so weird. So you guys have anything else you want to say about Iron Banner? Not
No,
really.
after I rant about
Yeah. So we kind of skipped right into that, but I wanted to say a couple things at the beginning that I missed. So first, I haven't really done this in a while, but I want to reach out to you guys, the audience, and just say like, this isn't an ad. I'm not asking for your money. We're not setting up a Patreon account or anything like that. But we would really appreciate it if you guys just told all of your friends about this podcast, because we put a lot of work into the podcast. It's a lot to organize every week and get guests on here and stuff like that. And if you could just reach out to anybody that you know that enjoys Destiny and would enjoy this kind of content and just share it with them, that would be great.
or honestly that even hates Destiny right now.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yep.
Anybody who's aware that Destiny 2 exists as a video game is
We're also looking for somebody that's willing to take on the responsibility every week of calling Huffy
Well,
right before the podcast and waking him up because his sleep schedule is
funny story, Huffy. I actually texted and called you and realized your phone was completely off. So there's that. Yeah, but yeah, we do need to hire somebody for that.
Yeah. So if you could support us on Patreon,
now aside from that, there's almost nothing in the TWAB this week. I don't even have it open. I've just got the patch notes open for the patch we got this week, because if you read the TWAB, it's just like, yeah guys, Festival of the Lost is a thing, and that's all it says.
I played with it a little bit the first day. I had to leave shortly thereafter. I actually haven't been back since.
Festival of the Lost.
I haven't gotten a chance to play any of the Festival of the Lost stuff.
Okay, well, we can jump into that real quick, and I can kind of talk about it a little bit. I've run through the Infinite Forest a couple times. I think the furthest, just
the
solo.
Haunted Forest.
The Haunted Forest. I have just gone in solo. No teams with Reese on it or anything like that.
I think Huffy's microphone is muted.
Is it?
Yeah. He said something and I didn't hear him. His mouth was moving. Unless he was just like,
yeah, he's miming. So I got to branch 8 and cleared branch 8. So I got the 7th branch achievement, and I got some ghost fragments, and I kind of looked at it. Yeah, I went solo. But it's matchmaking, so you get random people in there.
It's not It's not terrible.
Yeah, if you want to go in solo, there's like a firewalled version that you can do that if you want a challenge for some reason. There's no benefit to it or anything, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's available to do.
Okay.
You need 130 fragments for the auto rifle, which is the only non-cosmetic reward. It'll
Right.
take a while, probably at least 10 plus runs through there, I'd say, and they're 15 minutes each, so that'll be a little bit of a grind. I don't know if I'm gonna go for it or not. I have 3 weeks, but
what's special about the auto rifle?
it's a good roll. It's not the best weapon in the game, though. I can tell you. Like, you're probably not gonna want to use it at PvP.
With Zen Moment.
Yeah,
It's an origin story.
with Zen Moment.
With Zen Moment.
Yeah, Davey's saying it's origin story, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
So
I don't care about.
yeah, if I get it, it'll mostly just be for collecting purposes.
Yeah.
The
The masks are really cool.
They are, and I kind of like how they put a gameplay aspect to them this time. As
Yeah.
you grind through the haunted forest more and more, it adds more perks that help you in the haunted forest, which is a cool addition. I think that the person who grinded through the furthest made it to rank 15. I remember reading, or branch 15, which is that's pretty serious, man. I don't know how you do that in 15 minutes, to be honest, but I guess like 3 tethers or something like that with Orpheus rigs. That's the only thing I can think of. I have no
Orpheus
idea.
rig. If there's a lot of ads in there, I mean, you're gonna get your supers back super quick.
Yep.
Probably 2 Hammer Titans and an Orpheus rig, and then like 3 masks that increase damage on nightmares.
Maybe.
It's because the big thing is the nightmare burn, and then just you know.
So what's the best? Because I know I saw there was like buffs that you could do for your masks. What are the buffs that you?
If you're
want for
looking to
those
speed
masks?
run, there's one for nightmare burning, which are the bosses. Then there's one that is for extra damage on like powerful enemies, and you get your health back from those. Which is like there's not many yellow bars really. It's not really going to speed up your time. And then there's one that then there's the Recked perk, which is it makes you immune to damage when you jump.
I actually didn't get that
What?
one. I just went with the extra damage, and then at tier 2, I got more heavy ammo. I get more heavy ammo to drop, which is nice. So I think that's probably the way to go, to be honest.
Like the higher you get in the thing, it makes it easier for heavy ammo to drop. Just past tier 2.
No, tier 2 meaning like once you upgrade your mask to tier 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you have to wear your mask in the event,
Yep.
and then you have to upgrade. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a fun event though. Aside from the rewards, which like I don't think the rewards are anything special, but I think the concept of what they were doing here would have been a much better Infinite Forest experience at launch if they could have pulled this off during Curse of Osiris. I'm not like super like excited or anything. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. I wish this would have been here when Curse of Osiris dropped, which is.
Well, why can't it be? Like, we already know it's in the game. Like, why does it have to be a haunted forest? Why can't it be go in the Infinite Forest and?
Well, I think they're listening
grind
for that
extra
feedback.
stuff?
They want to know if this is something we enjoy and maybe expand upon it in the future.
Yeah, we just want unique rewards that are tied to it, just like every other activity in the game.
I'll be honest, it has replayability because it's a randomly generated experience. I do prefer like
to a point though, because like the Infinite Forest is only random to a point.
Yes, it's only random to a point, but technically, like, even though like there's a fixed number of like ways that the bridge can extend, they can spawn different enemies on the same portions of the bridge. So like there's a large number of variations. Like, so you could have like this segment with Hive this time, this segment, with Vex this time. So it has a lot of possibilities.
Well, I guess that changes a little bit too in the Infinite Forest, where sometimes you'll see Hive and then you'll see Vex, and it'll just switch back and forth. Even in the original,
but in that one, it's just going from point A to point B. Here, it's infinitely extending for 15 minutes, as far as you can go. So it won't end based on how far you make it. It'll only end based on time.
which is cool.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, so you only have 15 minutes total to do it.
Right.
Yeah. So, this is like, am I super excited about it? No. But this is what the like holiday events thing should be. Like, here's
Oh,
an
yeah.
activity that's new. You can grind it for the stuff. Like, and
What was the
there's like a couple of cool things that you can buy with money. But
well,
like,
well,
if
what
you
was the
want these
last thing
masks,
that
go
they
grind.
what was the last thing that they did that was like the last event? We liked that, right? The last holiday event was the 4th of July, or no, not the 4th of
No, it
4th of
was
July. That'd be cool, but
it was the one where you grinded Solstice of Heroes.
Solstice of Heroes.
no, before that, like not like a holiday event, wasn't it?
The
Valentine's Day?
Dawning? The Dawning? Like last Christmas? The Dawning?
No, it was after
Crimson
that.
Devils.
So yeah, that's the one. The
Crimson Devils was
The
fun.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, yeah. So that one was good.
Yeah. There wasn't really much to do, but yeah.
There was just most of everything that you got was all in Tess engrams or whatever the engrams were there. The extra engrams that you got. Not the
Yeah.
solstice one. No, it's the
crimson ones.
Yeah.
Oh, Crimson. That's the name for it. Couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I want to dive into this murder mystery thing a little bit because I've heard some rumors, I've seen some leaks, and I have a theory. So,
Ooh.
do you guys know anything about this? First of all,
No.
All right. So on the 30th, there's a murder mystery quest launching. You remember reading that last week?
Yeah.
So
I do remember reading about it, yes.
All right, we don't know exactly how it's going to work, but there's a murder mystery quest that's coming out, and that's pretty much all Bungie has said officially. That being said,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. As every week, I think at this point, guys, this is a spoiler podcast. I'm sorry. Just get used to it,
Spoiler GuardianCast.
Spoiler cast.
It was the butler. It was the butler.
Yeah. I don't know the answer to the murder mystery, but
2 + 1 + 1 + 2.
So again, this same guy who has been so reliable with the information that said Thunderlord and the Last Word is coming back, says Thunderlord is coming back in this event. He didn't say specifically with the murder mystery, but he said it's coming back in this event. I don't see how it would not be the murder mystery, but
yeah.
so that would be it. It would be an introduction back into heavy machine guns by introducing this in this event. And also there's some leaked audio of some of the quests, and you listen to Amanda Holliday, and she talks about going back to the Cosmodrome and behind Zavala's back, and you can't see the visuals, but what she's explaining, it sounds like the original place we land, because she's like, oh, this is where your ghost revived you and stuff like that, right? In old Russia, and where you get Kvostov and stuff like that. And this is where my theory comes in, because I remember, and Exo's seen this because I told him to look it up. In 2013, when they demoed Destiny, the original game, Jason Statham and Christopher Barrett, I think, at the time, they demoed the game and showed a playthrough of that, and the big Fallen that comes out of the wall as a yellow bar. They made him seem like this big boss. They kill him, and an exotic engram drops on the ground, and that exotic engram was Thunderlord. So I think that is it's like a callback to that.
Yeah.
Is what we're gonna see.
Yeah, so that was that was way back in the Cosmodrome though.
Yep.
Literally the earliest possible
first
point.
thing.
The very first boss, the very first boss that we faced.
And when you played the game, you didn't actually get Thunderlord. It was just the reveal of Destiny, the original game in 2013, a year before the game even shipped. But they showed off Thunderlord there, so I think that's what they're doing here. It's a little.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Update: the API now has icons for Thunderlord and it has 2 exotic ornaments for Thunderlord. So
Yeah, and
they
there's
slip those
also
in. So
there's some hidden exotics, and they have a placeholder thumbnail with the Acreus over it apparently. So
I mean,
that might be data mining for what's that expansion? Penumbra though. Because like we expect a lot of Penumbra though to revolve around
I think the last word is coming back in Black Armory though.
yeah, I think
yeah,
that's
because
all
that was what
Yeah.
the leak said. He said
Right.
that the
Last word
would be
and
Icebreaker.
Icebreaker. Yeah.
ice
Which-
game breaker. You mean that's what you mean?
Let's
Yeah.
not get back into that again.
I mean, as I continue to snipe, I do get more and more excited about the thought of
yeah.
that. But yeah,
Like wow.
I
if
don't get
only-
excited about it because I'm just like, I don't like how slow it is scoping in and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's not like as fun of gameplay for me. And
It's
if
your
I'm going
new
to be
favorite sniper now.
forced to use that, no thanks.
um,
So on that note, that's all I really have about Festival of the Lost. I wanted to talk about the comp grind we did earlier this week. It was super
Yeah.
fun. Most fun I've had in PvP probably so far since Forsaken's launched. I got the Luna's Howl. I'll say it is a really good weapon. I don't know if it's like my favorite weapon to use because it just doesn't feel that great to me. It's definitely really competitive. It has a super fast time to kill. I think it's way better than the state that the Redrix Claymore launched in. And I am super excited to keep grinding for the Not Forgotten, and just getting to 5,500 to be one step closer to that title.
Well, I'd like to get it at some point, but I don't know that. I mean,
dude, you can totally get the Luna's Howl. Like, I think anybody who just puts the time in can get the Luna's Howl. It's not that hard.
solo queuing though.
It's
you
not.
can do it.
It's not nearly as hard as it was to get the Redrix Claymore last season. I think I'm seeing literally every day Tocom, because he made this tradition out of retweeting people who tweet at him a picture of them getting the Luna's Howl, and he retweets like 100 a day, it seems like. So whereas with the Redrix, it was like one a week.
Wow, I guess they probably have some better metrics on that than.
No, well, that they made it easier. Like straight up, they made.
There used to be lost streaks.
Yep, there used to be lost streaks, and also I think you get more points just for winning as a base now. Than you used
well, now
to.
there's a catch-up mechanic, so now you get more points. So you still gain 20 points or lose 20 points, right? When you win or lose. However, if you gain 2 in a row, like you start like getting up the streak, right? So as long as you win like literally 51 games and lose 50 games, you're going positive.
Yeah.
Like there's also like catch-up mechanics where you get like more points, like if you've played a certain number of matches in a week, like to a certain point. And so there are all these just like positives that are being pushed in there, and then like you're win streaking, but the loss is flat 20 points out. So like you're always going positive, even if it's just a little positive. You know?
So even if you're 50%, you're still higher. Like if you're 50% win rate, then you're probably gonna.
As long as you win like a couple in a row in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm loving comp. Other than Countdown, please take Countdown out. It feels so weird, dude. It feels like, oh, I'm having a blast, and then you get a game of Countdown, and you're like,
on Emperor's Respite.
Yeah, you're like, this kind of feels like last season. Like, why is this still in the game? You know,
Countdown on Emperor's Respite or whatever you want to call it. I don't know that mode and that game type. I mean, that's probably the only map that I like.
Or Eternity. Countdown on Eternity. That's another one. It's like
I pretty much hate Countdown. Outside of what's the one that
I know why they're not doing it too, because they're afraid like, oh, we don't want to take too many of the objective based games out of it and just make it feel like quick play. But at the same time, I'm just like, guys, this just does not feel fast.
Could you imagine
enough.
a comp clash?
I mean, there is
comp clash,
and it's great.
Yeah, there's comp clash and comp control, and yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
So
awesome.
basically, it's quick play.
Well, I
Ex-
mean, those modes have always been and traditionally are more competitive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
you
Yeah.
know, like in
That's
the Destiny universe, like whenever like sweats originated in D1, it was always zone control, clash, you know,
mhm.
because they're all about like long game, like macro game instead of micro game. Like all of this round based stuff is about like micro game, which doesn't work as much in Destiny. It's like, how do I win this round? And then again, like, how do I win this round?
For
Whereas,
whatever
like,
reason, it worked great in elimination in Destiny 1, but
yeah,
not these games that they've put in this. They keep
Well, I mean,
trying.
David's saying countdown's just a pointless mode, but Bungie needs more ideas from past games to reinvent them. So I
yeah,
would say,
King of the
like,
Hill. Bring it back.
oddball. Like, there's
yeah,
so many game types that they created.
Yep.
You know, and really, if you want to get really technical, they didn't create capture the flag, but they were like the first one to do it right on console.
yeah,
You know,
We
Drewski
had
made a really
Quake.
good point. I was talking with him yesterday about how I don't really like the feeling of like Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten 180s. And he said he thinks Not Forgotten is like a nod to the original Halo hand cannon. And thinking back, it pretty much fires exactly the same fire rate, the same recoil pattern, and it's
yeah,
got like a decent range and it kills fast, just like the Halo 1 hand cannon. So might be onto something there. I never thought about it
yeah.
that way.
I mean, the real thing that's weird about firing the 180s, which I literally every time I log in, I have to like if there's an internal battle, is because I want to flick hand cannon.
Yeah.
But a 180 is basically you track like you would with a submachine gun, and it's like really hard to like convince yourself to just track with
And
a
then
hand.
with a submachine gun, you're just gonna hip fire it. So
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
actually, you're just not gonna use it anymore at all.
Yeah, if you do, then you probably should stop.
Yeah, yeah. It just feels like now, ever since specials are back in the game, they're just they gotta just get rid of them or something. I don't know. I don't
I
know how
mean,
they
I
make
think
them
they're
fit.
fun. I mean, I enjoy using them in PvE. I have a rampage pillager, and whenever I'm on my Titan, I just like skate around with the pillager. It just
So I want to talk about the Warden's Law. I picked it up last week from the Warden's strike, with the Prison of Elders strike. What's it called? The Warden of Nothing. It's a Nightfall exclusive hand cannon.
Oh,
It's a
what
unique
is it?
hand cannon.
Does it
That
have a solid roll or fixed
Yeah,
roll?
I
Or
got the curated roll on it. I don't remember exactly what the perks are. I could
I think they're all supposed to be curated, though, right? They're not supposed to
no,
be.
they're not.
no, it can drop
Really,
non-curated.
that's so dumb.
Well, some
Yeah.
people like the other possible roles, so they're leaving it. I don't know.
So what is the curated roll?
Uh, hang on. I have to actually look it up because
Is it any good?
it is. So, but I want to talk about the intrinsic like the way the hand cannon works first before I get to the roll. But this is the only hand cannon in the game. It fires 2 bullets at once. It's really weird. It like you pull the trigger and 2 bullets come out. There's 2 barrels that fire 2 bullets. And so it kind of looks like an explosive round, but it's not an explosive round because it literally comes out below the other bullet. So depending on the range, it's also a 110. So here's the damage it does. 93 to the head, and then if you can manage to land the other one to the head, which is really hard to do, it does 26 to the head. So theoretically, you can 2-tap with this, and I did manage to pull it off, but it's like almost never happens. it can 2-tap almost anybody, but it's like good luck landing 4 shots.
Yeah, but isn't it
you know.
four? Isn't it 4 shots though? Well, like like what does a body shot do?
Well, it depends which bullet, but the body shot with the bottom bullet. So if you like land a headshot and like a bottom shot, it's like 11 damage or something like that. It's weird.
So
What
I
about
mean,
the
you
opposite
should be
way? Do
able
you
to.
know?
I'll say it performs kind of funny though. It's not consistent. Like you can land that 93 to the head and think, oh, it's impossible to miss the bottom shot. Nope. I just see one damage number sometimes. So I don't know if the bottom one is just inaccurate, but like the two tap thing like never happens. It's really bizarre. It's and here's the other drawback
fast?
of it. What?
Does it fire the second bullet too quickly?
It's not like a pulse rifle where they're coming out at different times. You only hear one shot. They're coming out at like the same time.
Clean your gun.
Yeah.
Have you tried cleaning it?
Yeah, right. But so the other thing is it's a 110. It only has 8 in the magazine. The handling is horrible and the reload is really slow. So it's not really like
Yeah,
a competitive weapon.
You might be getting like a second number, like literally just as a like frame rate glitch, like having that like second bullet register twice, because a 110 doesn't do 93 to the head.
Oh yeah, maybe it's adding them together.
Yeah, so I believe it's adding them together when you're hitting that headshot, and then like you may be getting a second damage number as just
Like a frame rate thing.
Well,
frame rate
110
thing.
doesn't it do like 97 or something like that?
To the head. No, it should do I think 86 because it's 2 taps, or like a tap to the head and then 2 to the body.
But so even at 93 to the head, that's 186 damage, which is only like 1 resilience or something.
Yeah.
You get 2 tap of 1 resilience, so maybe that's why I 2 tap somebody, but
So
I
maybe you'll
don't know.
2 tap as long as like the frame rate causes like the second bullet to register twice, like a grenade launcher.
Yeah, but that's another weird thing. The damage numbers displayed on screen aren't always what's actually happening in the game
It's
either,
true.
so it would probably require a lot of testing to figure this stuff out, but it is an
Yeah.
interesting concept.
Yeah, from the way you're talking about it, it actually sounds like a bug.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely intended to be 2 shots because it's in the description. It's called a burst fire hand cannon. But,
And well, it's not Crimson because Crimson's different.
right.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that actually. But yeah, it feels pretty bad. I don't know. I wouldn't say it feels good to use or anything like that, but it hits like a truck. Another thing,
the militias. This week you can grind for the militias, the Mindbender's Ambition,
Yeah.
and again the hand cannon.
Yep.
So it's a great week to grind Nightfalls if that's something you're looking to do. There's a way to grind just the boss in the hollowed layer over and over for the Mindbender. So get on your grind.
So what is it? What's the drop for that?
Mindbender's Ambition is the shotgun from the Baron.
Oh
Baron
yeah,
Strike.
that's not that great.
It's the longest range one-hit shotgun in PvP.
Yeah.
So it's a great so do PvE activities to get your PvP shotgun.
Yeah, but the Militia's Birthright, the curated role, is specifically PvE. It's a kinetic grenade launcher with the curated role has Genesis and spike grenades. So super like high damage good.
Yes.
I'm actually really impressed that they're doing a curated role for that because they said that it was only going to be for like raids and stuff, but it's really cool.
Yeah,
you should be able to pull the curated from your collections.
I think all the new
That'd be
Nightfall weapons from Forsaken have a curated role for them.
I just think that that's the drop though from not from Forsaken, but like maybe if you look back at like Warmind and D1, like they have a curated role, but the curated role is the only role. If you think about it like that, right?
Yeah.
So the set roles, but you should be able to pull anything that has a set roll out of your collection at the very least.
Yeah, I could deal with that. I would be excited if they. I mean, because I don't know. I just want to be pumped about grinding Nightfalls. I don't think it would be a terribly long time commitment to just bring like the Silicon Aroma and the DFA forward.
Yeah.
you know, and the whatever that terrible auto rifle was. The
Well, the
NFL
DFA, the DFAs, it can
Oh, that's
benefit by
right.
having much better rolls.
So
Yeah.
the curated role is a little weird for the Warden's Law. I meant to tell you what it was. Rampage. It definitely has Rampage. It's
Okay.
got ricochet rounds, and then here's the weird one: fourth time's the charm, which I don't understand
So
at
you
all.
have to hit all 4 shots
Yeah.
as precision,
Yeah.
but the person's dead by then. So that
To
doesn't
get
make
2
any
back in your
sense.
magazine. But I guess technically it's like if you pull the trigger twice, hit all 4 shots, you get
yeah,
both of
if it's-
those bullets back.
It's for
Okay.
your next engagement. You're
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, okay. So that kind of negates the magazine of 8 at least, but it's unlikely you'll do that, so.
It's a high skill weapon though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extremely high skill weapon.
Yeah.
Or it's like maybe it's a good boss melter. You know, we haven't really tried. Maybe
Yeah,
it's great on yellow bars.
It's possible that it's good in PvE. I haven't really tested it much.
Let's try the Riven strat. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Riven Mellow, get it out.
I wanted to mention, we talked about last week how they were making the expansions free. What I didn't know is, like, based on the price that they have going right now, I believe until October 22nd, basically the base game is free as well. I got 2 of my friends to buy Destiny and jump in for the first time, and it's literally $40. You can buy it on the Blizzard launcher. $40, you get the base game, both of the original expansions, and Forsaken. I mean,
Whoa.
that is an incredible value. And the weird thing is, people are angry about it. Like, I can't believe how many
people angry about.
people on the internet are literally like, I paid $200 for this, and other people get it for less money. It's not fair. I don't understand. Don't you want more people playing the game? You know, I don't get it. I really don't. I hope that
No,
you know,
I
they-
don't.
Yeah,
I don't want more people playing
Yeah.
the game.
I want it
Now
to be
what?
for me.
Yeah. All mine.
But yeah, so hopefully a lot more people jump in. I think that was a great move by them. A lot of people think it may have been a planned move. I don't really care either way.
Yeah,
That's good.
it was kind of like from my perspective, like when we looked at the pricing structure, we were like, this stuff doesn't make any sense. Like
Yep.
why is this not making any sense? And then it suddenly became clearer to us like a couple of weeks after. We're like, oh well.
I mean,
yeah.
hindsight's 2020. I think they probably would have sold more copies if they would have just made this the case at launch. I don't think that.
Yeah, because then they
they're-
wouldn't have had anybody complaining about it.
Yeah.
Like the internet trolls that want to
Mhm.
find a reason to complain about anything wouldn't have that.
Right, and
in their
also it wouldn't have been so confusing for people legitimately just trying to figure out how to get into the game, you know, and
Yeah.
trying to figure out like, okay, so I need these other 2 expansions, but like they're giving me something in the game so I can skip the content from them, and it was weird.
It's something that other games have suffered with as well. I didn't want to have to bring up World of Warcraft, but their numbers apparently got leaked with how many active subscribers there are now for World of Warcraft, and
They used to publish that stuff.
they did, but
Yeah.
there's a reason why they're not publishing it.
I bet
'Cause
there
there's
is.
one according to the leak data, there's 1.7 million people who are
Wow.
actively subscribed to it right now.
I think
which is low.
I think the high in like 2004 was what, like 19 million or something,
It
right?
was 11 million was
11
the
million?
highest. Yeah.
Okay.
So like 11 million people have played the game, but like when you think about it, right? So like you have an expansion like Forsaken, even Warmind, at like the more expansions you have, the less people you have playing the game by the end
Yeah.
of the
They've eliminated the
expansion's life.
SKUs. It's great. Less
And
SKUs.
even their job of doing like what they do, where they put all of the past expansions into the current $20 package, still loses players.
Mhm.
So you're gonna lose players regardless of what happens. It's
Yeah.
just the fact that we have so many expansions. It would be better. It would actually be better if they didn't sell Black Armory separate. If they only
don't.
sold it, it's part of the season.
They're not
pass.
going to.
They're
I
not
know,
going
but
to.
it would actually retain more players if they did that, but they're not going to.
No, I mean they're not
Yeah,
going
they
to
are.
sell it separately.
They're not going
Yeah,
to sell it
You
separately.
can only buy the annual pass.
Yeah.
That's thumbs up from me.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that actually is
But
better for the player
here's what
base.
they need to do, and I'm sure they will. But after Black Armory is like irrelevant content, and we're coming up on the next thing, they need to reduce the price, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Because it's $40. It's $40 for the annual pass. So by like
Either
March,
that or
it
make
should be
the, or make
30
the
or
price of the
25,
game.
right?
Yeah, either that or make the price of the game like $10. Like if they can't do that, then they can say the
Yeah,
price
but
of the base game with all
how
of
can
the
you sell an annual pass and be like, there's 6 months left on this annual pass, and then it'll be time to buy another annual pass, but you're paying full price? They can't
you
do it
know
that way.
Battlefield had a similar arrangement with the way that they did it, and like by the end of like their second year, third year, something like that, I think the annual pass for that, or the gold pass, it was a yearly thing, and you could because there wasn't another Battlefield between Battlefield, was it Battlefield 2? It wasn't Battlefield 2, was it? Between Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 5?
Mm-hmm.
Or Battlefield 4, between Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 5. Battlefield 4 had, and there was like 3 years in that time span. And so in that 3-year time span, they sold a gold pass every single year. And the first year it was $50.
That's not really like a game as a service kind of game, though. They had like maps and stuff.
But yet that stuff still was reduced price, and you
Right.
still got all of the rewards on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
So you had rewards that were given to you on a weekly basis, and you know you got it for $20, or you got it on sale for $10 sometimes. And if you did get that, then you had all of the rewards for every single thing. So like it's like a catch-up mechanic and a half, because I just paid the $20 for it, and I know I'm only got 6 months left on it, but I literally just caught up to everybody.
Yeah.
With the rewards that I was getting, and that's kind of how they handled it.
All right, so I have a 2-part question for you guys. Number one,
Okay.
what are you working on right now? Like, what is your short-term goal you're trying to achieve in the game? Is the game keeping you interested? And what do you think the first title you're gonna get is?
So right now, my short-term goal is finishing out my PvP armor set with the perks that I want.
Okay.
I want to have a PvP armor set with the perks that I want that is fully masterworked.
So
it
it
has
has to
been
be Reverie Dawn or the raid gear, right?
I would prefer to have those enhanced perks, but
Yeah.
I'm just not. I will start off happily
Right.
with not enhanced perks. I want
Okay.
enhanced cannon targeting. It's going to take a while. I just need a decent supremacy
Mm-hmm.
to pair with
Do
my
you have
lost
a
not
supremacy?
forgotten. What?
Do you have a supremacy?
I do not have a supremacy.
Wait,
So you want
you
a
got one out of a
supremacy.
chest, didn't you? Or did you
I
delete
got one
it?
out of the chest, and during the light level grind, it
Deleted
got put into something.
It didn't have snapshot in it, did it?
It did not have snapshot.
Okay.
If it had snapshot,
So you don't feel so
it
bad
was a
about
terrible
it.
roll. It was
Okay.
terrible. It was an awful roll.
Okay.
Okay.
But I haven't gotten a second one. I just need a good one of those, and then I need sniper rifle scavengers on my armor and precision weapon targeting on my helmet, preferably. And then just to masterwork it. It's been confirmed now that that the element of your resistance does absolutely nothing. So feel free to masterwork your armor in whichever way you see
But it still
fit.
gives you the 5%
Yes.
damage resistance and
So-
super.
Every time you upgrade it, it's an extra 1%. So 5 tier
Right.
1 armor pieces is the same as 1 tier 5 armor piece.
Right.
I wonder
Okay.
why they put that in there then, if they were gonna do it that way, and because it might not be, probably not a bug. It's probably because elemental damage doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it should in PvE, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I guess. Is it light elemental
I think it's a
damage,
bug.
though?
It's a bug because those perks existed in Destiny 1 and they actually worked. So
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
either way, like I don't really want them to work. Like, I don't want to have a
Not in
specific.
PvP. They never worked in PvP.
No,
in
no, I
Destiny
know.
1.
I
Yeah.
don't want them to work in PvE either because I don't
Yeah.
want to do like the what's it called strike, the one with the sniper guy, the arms dealer, and I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to have like a fire resistant set for the arms dealer strike. It's
That
just
was
like
never the
is-
case. Did anybody ever do that in Destiny 1, even when they worked? I never met somebody who did that.
no, but which means that there's like no point in the perks. Like,
That's true.
just keep it the way it is. Like, I'll take the flashy little symbols, like whatever. But the first title I think I'm gonna get is whichever one I accidentally get before I'm
Yeah,
broken.
exactly.
Because I'm just
Yeah.
I'm broken.
So I wanted to bring the supremacy up to you actually, because I started looking earlier, because I was like, maybe I'll try and grind for a supremacy too. Let me look at the possible roles and see what I'm actually aiming for. And sadly, snapshot is the only thing that's really important on there.
Snapshot and fluted barrel.
Yeah, so you want a barrel that gives you a lot of range, and you want
And
hopefully a range masterwork or handling. Either one would be good. But because the range stat is really low on that gun, which means the further out, the less aim assist and the smaller hitbox you're gonna have, which is kind of an issue. But up close,
Yeah.
it's a monster. But the weird thing is the next perk after snapshot, there's nothing good for PvP at all. It's like a choice between rampage, which good luck killing somebody and then flicking to like somebody with their super and having it actually make a difference.
Yeah.
Like in that short period of time.
I mean, the good thing that you can get with Rampage, like if you have Rampage Snapshot, is that after you kill somebody, you can double body a second person, and it's a high rate of fire. So you normally have to 3-tap somebody to the body.
Are you kidding me?
Hmm.
It takes you don't even get 3 shots.
Yeah, but like
Oh
you
my
know,
god.
like as long as you're running Sniper Rifle Scavenger, like which I have only one right now, and I like consistently find myself running around in PvP with like 9, 12 shots.
It
and
does
I'm like,
90 to the body, right?
no, it does 91 or 2 to the body.
Okay.
So it literally leaves them spat.
Oh, that's frustrating. Okay.
But I like it because it's a super great aggressive sniper. Like I'm using it with high jump right now and literally just like jumping way up into the air and like triple bodying people
Yeah.
from the air whenever. I don't know, it's
Interesting.
really fun.
So and then like the other stuff that you had to choose from was a bunch of other PvE perks. So there was like nothing in that slot. I was hoping for like hipfire grip or you know, something that would help with handling.
Well, it just has the highest handling. It's like the best handling sniper. Like with fluted barrel and like snapshot on that sniper, you're not gonna find something that handles better.
Really? 'Cause
So mine has
And-
fluted barrel and snapshot. So I mean, I don't have it. Apparently, I have arrowhead break selected.
oh yeah, rapid hit. That's another one that it can.
Yeah.
That's like you can't use that because rapid precision hits like
Yeah.
that's boss killing stuff.
But the handling and the scope is so good. It's just like a really
It's just
solid
the wrong
weapon.
website. Here we go.
But you
Oh,
have to
this
have
is
fluted
Destiny
barrel.
1.
This is a sniper rifle from Destiny 1, right?
Yeah, they redid it though. All right, so handling is 71. You're right. That's really high, much higher than.
My handling right now is 80.
But
and
it
I
has
don't have fluted
really
barrel
low
selected.
range though. 38 is. That's pretty brutal.
I
So
have
that's the
80
biggest
on
drawback.
my handling, and I do not have fluted barrel selected.
You have 80 on your handling?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
What are you getting handling from? You have
I
a
don't know.
handling masterwork?
Oh, maybe it's because I have arrowhead break selected instead. It says increases handling.
Oh, that might be it.
Okay.
That might
okay.
be the reason why.
The other thing is as the shortest zoom in the game. 40 is the lowest you can get for a zoom
That's
factor
good.
on a sniper. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is good.
So
High aim assist, short zoom, That's good, but that body shot damage is and the range. I don't know. Yeah, so here's the 4 you can get. Triple tap, rampage, kill clip, rapid hit. None of those really have any use in PvP at all for this type of weapon.
But I have rapid hit, snapshot, fluted.
It's pretty much the best you can get. I really wish it could be at least like outlaw or something, you know? In that
Yeah,
last
but
one.
I mean, it's already so good. Just the
Outlaw
base weapon.
Outlaw is very situational though, because like you're gonna have to have.
It's less situational than any of the 4 you can actually get in PvP.
No, just hang on a second. How much ammo are we really talking? You're really talking you're gonna have by the time you've killed both people at max range. Your outlaw is not gonna do anything when you have no ammo.
All you need to do is snipe one person in the head, and it'll let you reload like a lot faster.
Yeah, but you already have that in the chamber.
Unless you picked it up off the ground.
Yeah,
That's true. Outlaw would be extremely situational, though. I think a little bit
more situational than kill clip on a sniper.
No, like kill clip exactly. Like that's why I think like most of those perks don't do anything for you.
Yeah, at all. Yeah, it's just PvE. So
that's kind of my point. Like even rapid hits, like okay, well,
yeah. And there's literally nothing that I want out of any of those perks at all,
except for snapshot.
Right. No, I mean the last.
The secondary perk. Yeah.
Right. So snapshot. That's all that matters. And if you can get fluted barrel, what is fluted barrel? It greatly increases handling, slightly increases stability. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you don't get that though, if you get one that gives you more range, it's not the end of the world either. As long as you can get snapshot, that's the important thing. And then, a range or handling masterwork.
Yeah.
Small bore.
I haven't gotten a supremacy to drop at all, so I still have to get that. I haven't gotten that. I haven't gotten the fusion rifle, and I haven't gotten the bow.
Yeah, I haven't gotten the bow. I haven't gotten the fusion rifle either. But yeah, I've got 2 supremacies. The other one I have has ambitious assassin and triple tap on it.
Oh wow.
All right, so Exo, you didn't get a chance to answer the question though. What are you working on right now, and what title?
The first title I'm likely gonna get is probably gonna be Dredgen
From Gambit.
From Gambit, just because I'm probably the closest to it, and when I feel like I'm closer to a title, I usually work harder towards that title.
Makes sense. Yep.
And then as far as like the short-term goals, I mean, perks I'm not really that concerned about right now. I just want some perks to be good without me having to rely on, from a PvE perspective. You have to rely a lot on heavy ammo finder. I want to not have to rely on that as much. Like I'd like to find some of the perks that like the scavenger perks and get more of those. Maybe I just haven't paid that much attention to it, but
let me interject for 1 second. Heavy ammo finder is confirmed to do absolutely nothing. And actually, if you Dado says if you stack 2 heavy ammo finder perks, it actually makes less heavy ammo drop.
Well, that's weird. I mean, it might just be a bug because I remember.
I'm sure it is, but it's just worth mentioning.
Yeah, that's very odd. Most of the stuff I have has heavy ammo finder on it, like four. You're
gonna want to turn that off.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So I'm gonna need to find a set that doesn't have heavy ammo finder.
I'm just looking for non-heavy ammo finder perks. That's my
special
goal.
Ammo finder if possible.
Yeah.
Especially ammo finder did something else too, right? I heard about a bug with that one, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of perks that are not working. Seems like. Yeah. It's like the Riven's curse. We talked
scavenger,
about that.
like auto rifle scavenger, it's got rifle scavenger. I don't know. I still have
Scavenger's a big deal.
My warlock, pretty close to my warlock. I guess the short-term goal is to get 600 on all characters.
It's a good one.
On the gear, because I'm 599 on the hunter, 600 on the Titan, and 594 on the warlock.
I have the same goal of finishing my last 2 characters, getting them to 600. I'm grinding for a supremacy as well. The supremacy and the 1,000 voices are the only thing keeping me doing the raid.
1,000 voices, yeah, that's another thing. Like that and the curated Nation of Beasts are the only two items.
I have that. I've gotten that twice now. But
That's so good.
it is. It's Fatebringer. It's great.
Yeah.
But so I want to grind for these titles, but I literally have not gotten a Ghost, Sparrow, or Ship from any of the things that you need.
The badges.
For any of the badges. They're just not happening. Like, I haven't gotten one of the Gambit ones. I haven't gotten the Dreaming City one. I haven't gotten a Raid one.
Well, so you can only get the Gambit ones from the Meatball.
Right.
So that's this week.
Yesterday I got 2 Raid Ghosts. And a single run, so it can happen.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a Dreaming City one?
Yes.
Really? You have some good luck, dude. I do the Dreaming City stuff every week on as many characters as I can, and I can't seem to make it happen.
That might be bugged now because there was it was dropping from the Oracle offerings.
Right.
Yeah, it has a high chance to drop off the Oracle and the Ascendant Challenge.
Yeah, and now the Oracle offering is working differently, so.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I think the first title that I'll probably get is Wayfarer. Especially now that I figured out a way I might be able to get those Braytech weapons. I think I mentioned it on the podcast last week. I'm not sure.
You were complaining about it last week.
Okay, I was complaining about it, but I figured out a way that there might be a simpler way to get it, which is if you haven't done the Nascent Dawn quest on either of your other 2 characters, which is the Polaris Lance quest, the first step gives you a guaranteed Braytech weapon. Since there's only 3 of them, you do have a chance. I mean, you could end up just getting the same one every time, but it's better odds than farming the stems, so I'll probably do that and see what happens.
Just get it to stage 2, then stop it at stage 1.
Exactly, stop it at stage 1.
I have 3 characters to do it on. What a great surprise.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen a lot of people with the Wayfarer title recently too. So.
Same. I don't honestly want to put on a title that's not unbroken. Like I
want to attain them though, in case there's one for having all of them. I really think that's what the last one is.
I kind of like Ravensbane, but there's
Ravensbane,
there's a lot of random things that
oh god,
which is really really random. I've heard. I mean, we didn't even we did so many we did a couple of runs just to kill the boss and
well, there's a huge problem. There's a huge problem, which is we thought the challenges were going to keep happening in order. It's been the summoning ritual challenge 3 times now.
I'm pretty sure that's a bug. because the reason why is because if you've already completed it, you can't pick up the bounty again to complete it. It says that you've already completed it. So it looks like it's a weekly thing that's resetting, but it's not resetting your progress.
Yeah. Reese is very angry about that in chat right now. He's typing in all caps. He literally did all the random stuff you're talking about, Huffy, the stuff that's have a full team of Arc people and have a full team of Warlocks and all that. He did all of it after doing his Petra's run. He's just been waiting on these challenges, and every week they're putting out the stupid summoning ritual challenge again. so that needs some addressing.
They're so weird. It's kill Callie with 6 spectral blades.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. No, not just kill Callie. It's do every encounter with all spectral blades. You're
so it's complete the raid with 1 of each. Make sure everybody's the same element for every single encounter.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna get that Petra's run done.
You can do the individual encounters, which is nice.
Yeah.
So you could be well, I need Riven or I need this. Can you just switch?
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely that. So you could get it done over time. I don't know if again, I don't know if like I'm gonna be motivated to do that stuff until I already have the Ghost, Sparrow, and ship, because I am not gonna be in a position where I have done the raid like 40 times and get all of those challenges done and then be like, oh, the Ghost just won't drop. I'm not having it happen.
Like, I have
wait.
1,000
you'll
voices, but
probably
I can't
it.
get the ghost shell.
Yeah.
You'll
I have
probably get it over
4,000
the span
Yeah,
of
probably.
doing all of those random things.
Yeah, we'll see.
I haven't seen the Sparrow,
The
but
cosmetic items are supposed to drop from the glimmering chest, right?
Yeah.
they drop from anything.
Yeah, but I mean, it's guaranteed to have one of the cosmetic items from the glimmering.
It's
I don't-
guaranteed to have the ship.
Really? Because I thought I opened a glimmering chest once.
You would have to gotten a key and then done a second raid clear and gotten the chest that's before the vault, which you have to do like a jumping puzzle up onto a mountain to. And you have to summon that chest with a wish at the start of the raid before you even try to do that. So you would have definitely
basically
known.
you have to wish you have to wish the chest into existence, and then you can move yourself forward to the vault, and then you have to backtrack, right?
Well, I
No,
remember
you have to move yourself forward to Morgoth and then beat Morgoth.
when the
There's
wishes
no way
first
to do it without clearing a boss.
when the wishes first got discovered, Godin put in like a bunch of them, and then we got a second key, and you can only do that once. I don't know if it was a glittering key. What was that second key? Do you know?
That
what I'm
was
So
talking
that
a-
second key
another
is
emerald.
one. It's an ethereal key, and
Oh.
the ethereal key is one per account,
about? Okay, got
and
it.
you can only get one of those. So that's what that was.
Okay.
Are they confirmed to not reset?
Riven's key.
Somebody was saying
Got
that
it.
they reset every 3 weeks with the curse,
What does the?
Mhm.
Oh, really?
the wish. That's what I've been told. I have not tested it.
Huh.
Well, I don't know, because like I still have a glittering key. Like the glittering key is gonna reset or no?
No, the glittering key is fine. I just mean like the wish for
The ethereal
key.
Mm-hmm.
Can't confirm or deny.
Cannot confirm. Right.
I just know that my legs are falling asleep like super hard. Oh man.
on the topic of that the Dredgen title and Gambit in general, they've as we talked about, increased the spawn rate on the meatball. I finally got it.
You finally got it. Nice, dude.
Yeah,
It's supposed to happen now just as much as all the other,
yeah.
right? So
So-
there's
Yeah, so I think there's 3 of them or something, right?
Well,
Yeah.
there's
3
like
bosses
the
now.
creepy neck twitch guy.
Yeah.
There's big old phalanx. Fuck. There's
The knight.
the knight, and then there's spaghetti monster.
Yeah. So the story is pretty interesting, actually. I was on my laptop at work playing with Linny and Wits and Val, and I was invading, and we were down by a lot. We had 25 motes banked. They summoned their primeval. I go through. I see they have the meatball. I'm like, unbelievable. So I sit there and hide, and I'm just watching them, and I know that they're like freaking out. They're like, we gotta kill this thing, blah blah blah, start damaging, and I'm just waiting for them to do some damage, and then I snipe out all 4 of them, and then I come back through again. I killed them 3 times in a row for 12 total kills, and just kept healing the thing, and we caught all the way back up and killed our meatball and won the round. It was pretty impressive.
Let's go.
Only
That's
because
funny.
they were so tunnel visioned, like all of a sudden they just completely forgot about defending, and they were like, we just need to burn this meatball down, throw all of your heavy ammo
Because
at
the
it now.
well, it's all about the primeval. Like if they
Right.
were, instead of the meatball, if they were working on the primevals, which is what they should have been doing, instead of working on that, they would, like, your death heals primeval would have done nothing, because they would have done nothing but kill the primevals, which is what they
Right.
should have done.
That's what they should have
And
done.
then if you would have killed them 3 times, guess what? They have a times 7 by the time you get your primeval, and
Which
they
I'm
can
sure they did,
instantly
but
kill
they
it.
were dead for so long that it didn't matter. That's how we had the chance to catch up. They had to wait on their respawn timers, you know?
Yeah, but I don't think they probably just tried to kill the boss with no primeval stacks, because like
Probably.
if so the way the second team ends up winning is
You
is the
start with like 4 or 5, right? Primeval
no, you
Slayer.
start with however many it is. So let's say the team, let's say you're on team A and you summon your primeval, the other team hasn't got it yet. Well, you work on your primeval dudes, the primeval envoys, and that weakens the boss, and he starts stacking like X2, X3, X4, and then at that point it's just time. Like once you have X2, it'll start just increasing with time. Now, if the second team manages to keep you at bay while you're doing all of this and not killing your primeval, they get your same stack when they summon
Reese
theirs.
is saying it's a few stacks lower than the team who got it first. It's not quite the same, but
I
it's
mean,
not
as
zero.
far as I've seen, it's it feels exactly the same. Like,
How do you know how many stacks the other team
well,
has?
you
Though?
Don't really, but like,
Can't
so
you
like
see
when
it above or below the bar?
no, there's no way to tell how many they have.
What are those symbols?
Yeah,
mean?
what are those little symbols below the bar?
That you have a rift to go over.
No. There's like multiple of them though, like underneath the
Oh,
bar.
that's how, like on your side, that's how many blockers you have on your side.
Oh, is it blockers?
Yeah, that's small blockers, medium blockers, large blockers.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know then, but Reese is saying it's a few lower, so it could be. I'd have to do some.
Yeah, so like
experimenting
I
with
don't
that.
know, like if somebody has 5, like you're gonna have 4 or 5. You're gonna be
You're
able
still
to, as soon
getting
as you
stacks, which
summon
is
yours, you're
nice.
gonna be able to kill your primeval. And I don't even think you have primeval envoys at that point. You just burn your primeval, but basically you have to hold off the other team from doing exactly the same thing that you're trying to do.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe that's it. Maybe you start with 2 less. You have to kill your 2 envoys to get the
Yeah,
same.
It's possible, yeah, because like your 2 comes from the 2 envoys.
Yeah.
Because I know
Yeah.
it's times 2 comes from the 2 envoys, and then it starts stacking from there.
Right.
yeah.
And then however many they had before that. But like, look, you can still kill the envoy with a X3 stack if you all use your super at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a raid with Diet this week, and we were lucky enough to he got the 1,000 voices.
Nice.
And so we've been grinding Gambit because I really want a set of PvP Gambit armor, because like the Gambit armor for Hunter is just the best looking armor right now. It's the only set that I like really aesthetically like. And anyway, we've been shitting the bed in Gambit. Like
Aren't the
just like
pants kind of weird for that set?
look, I mean, they give you no butt. You have no butt, but I wear Stompies.
Gotcha.
So,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Stompies.
but yeah. So we've been just like chilling out in Gambit, like summoning our Primeval like super late, like not really giving a darn, getting wiped on invasions. And then the Primeval comes up and he just like shoots it with 1,000 voices and we win the game.
Oh my god.
It's pretty dumb, man.
Uh-huh.
It's so good. Like somebody
So,
comes
wow,
in.
I have 1,000 voices. Oh, it's dead.
Yep, it's
What
great,
was that? What's the
man.
lowest stack you've been able to do that with? Like 2 or 3? Probably 3.
Just
Yeah.
2. We just kill the envoys and he just melts it, and it just instantly dies at 2.
I'll mention I'm still seeing a fair amount of sleepers in Gambit. I don't know about you guys.
Same. It's the
I haven't
sleeper.
been able to play, but yeah, I did notice that when I played with a sleeper post patch, there is a major difference though.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
But
the
I think
aim
people are
assist
using
thing.
controllers. I think that's what people are doing. They're using controllers now.
Well, no, because that would feel even worse with no aim assist. But the aim assist thing makes it feel worse in PvE for sure. It sucks. The biggest thing though that I think is a problem is they reduced the ammo for the bricks in Gambit that you can pull off the wall. But the problem is if you stack scavenger buffs for linear fusion rifles and you get one to drop on the ground, you can get like 7 just for it dropping on the ground.
Yep.
So I don't know if there's a way they can separate Gambit and just make it where like you get less in Gambit. I would hate to see it ruined in PvE, but it just feels like this wasn't really sufficient because there's still a lot of people using it.
I just don't know why they needed to. I just don't think like people have grinded for this exotic weapon. It doesn't need to feel worse. Like
Right.
restore the aim assist. Like
Yeah, put the aim
restore,
assist back.
yeah, restore the ammo economy. Let it be a fun, usable weapon. You just like don't have to balance things to work the same in PvE
Right.
and PvP.
Yeah.
Like it's a linear fusion rifle. Make it do 190 damage to the body. Just like don't let it one shot Guardian.
Yeah.
There's like no, just like make it do like a ridiculous amount of damage, and then you have to hit him in the head. Bam, problem solved.
Well,
Like
a
I
lot of
don't.
a lot of the problem though, I think, is because the aim assist was on there. Even with that, like it's a lot easier to get a.
Who
It was
cares?
a lot
Queen
easier to get
Breakers
a-
is way better than that. If you have to hit him in the head, Queen Breakers will be a much better choice than that is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because you'll get headshots faster because the aim assist on that is crazy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the charge time is less.
Yep.
But I'm not really getting wrecked by Queen's Breakers.
That's because no one has it.
Yeah, I mean, it
And
just,
no one knows about it is a big thing. They don't know that it's just as good, if not better.
Another thing I wanted to mention is the dungeon's back this week. I do want to do it at least once. I might try and do the solo challenge now that I'm 600. But I've been thinking about this, and I'm a little worried because I think it's an amazing piece of content, and it sucks that there's no unique rewards for it. It's just Reverie Dawn stuff. And it kind of reduces, like, unless you're a Triumph hunter, like, why in like a month from now, why are you going to go back and do this dungeon? You know, like, you might be still grinding the raid, but like there's nothing in this dungeon that is the slightest bit unique. There's not even one weapon or anything. You know? That's a problem. I think that they kind of
yeah.
overlooked
Other than
that.
the Wish Ender, there's like
Right.
it's basically like a huge piece of content for an
Well, what are we in
exotic
right now? We're in what, month 2 now? Like we're
Almost
solid,
month 3.
almost month 3 now. Solid
Yeah.
into month 3, like 2 weeks away from month 3.
Right.
I think like after the third month is month 4, that's the expansion. Like how long can they hold us out before they add more content? And will the content that comes in Black Armory
But they have to
suffice?
make the
Like,
most of the content that they have. They put a lot of effort into this dungeon. It's amazing. And I think that
Yeah.
there should be a reason to replay it. You know?
Well, a lot of people said that they want more dungeons. What
I
you're
do
saying
too.
is like,
Yep.
yeah, like we all say, like I think everybody said that we want more dungeons, but
Yeah.
I think you're right too in that they probably should put exclusive gear tied to the dungeon.
I'm just like remembering back to when this thing came out. And like I remember they had talked about a dungeon. And I just figured something that we already had was the dungeon. And I was
Yeah.
like,
It's
wow,
a
this
lost
expansion
sector,
is
guys.
great. Yeah, sure, it's a lost sector. And then this thing came out and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's a lost sector.
They made it higher than the raid. It's in an activity that's a higher level than the raid. That once you have that Wish Ender, there's no reason to do it. Because like we don't care about powerful rewards anymore, right?
Listen, so there is like the spoiler on the emblem, right? Like we know we're going to eventually come back. Like Bife did a bit on this, and I noticed the emblem. So like as many times as you kill Delankaru, you still have 0 defeats on the emblem.
Oh, really? That's
It's-
not a
and
bug?
well, like people think that it's because you're not actually killing him, because there's like a piece of lore that like says that like it's impossible to kill like Delankaru with less than 900 light.
Huh.
That's weird.
So if each expansion in this annual pass boosts us 100, then we'll be at 900 by the end, right? Because it'll be
Well,
700, 800, 900.
If each like, and there's a possibility that it won't,
Yeah.
right? And that we'll have to like grind a solstice gear set, or whatever for
For
like the end.
300 though, I don't think they're gonna increase.
Well,
by
not
300.
for 300 light,
Yeah.
but there's a possibility that.
But for the extra, 60 points or whatever it is
Yeah.
that we end up with.
Yeah, so you're saying if it's like a little bit short, if they only
Yeah.
increase it like 85 each time or something like that.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the thing quick, because we have computers on this podcast.
We do. That's interesting though.
we were talking about the Bife, you know, the stuff with Callus and how Callus and how he actually without us realizing it, he's already intertwined himself into the Ahamkara storyline at the very, very least, because all of the stuff surrounding him is all amethyst, and the Dreaming City was built in amethyst because amethyst reflects the desires away from the Ahamkara, which kind of protects you. So like he like in the essence that he had built his throne around amethyst. Basically, the idea is that he was protecting himself from the Ahamkara from fulfilling his desire, because he was like he was afraid of getting like juked essentially, and maybe
Yeah.
he knew that Riven was already taken, and he didn't want Riven to fulfill his wish because he knew that Riven would be that would be a very, very bad thing.
Did you find it?
No, I can't find it. I can't remember what video it was in either.
Okay, well, if
That's the thing about Bife videos is like you have to
yeah,
like
dig through, it's like hidden in the middle somewhere.
it's somewhere in there, yeah.
But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say about the dungeon. I think maybe adding some exclusive stuff to that would be a good idea. But let's talk about these patch notes while you're still looking for that. I will say that I can definitely notice the scout rifle buff. It feels a lot better. Have you guys tried scout rifles?
In both or just one?
It's only in PvE.
Yeah, it's a
I
PvE
haven't
buff.
tried it.
It feels a lot better. They're actually usable now.
Oh, nice.
Another thing I want to mention is this thing about them fixing White Nail in the Warlock Healing Rift and Well of Radiance.
And making it work better.
Yeah, so they say
that was my favorite one.
They introduced the bug that where it may proc after 2 hits. Go ahead and just leave that in there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So my question is, if it procs after 2 hits, does that mean you're actually gaining ammo? Because is it going into reserves? Like, does it say +3 after hitting 2 hits?
When I've had it work, it only says +1 on the hits that it's like not supposed to. So
I'm
like
curious.
you're just maintaining.
Okay.
I'm curious though if that actually, like, how the bug was fixed. If the bug was fixed in that manner that introduced a new bug, like what was the bug? What was the cause of it?
I'm sure they have some complicated explanation. I'm just glad it didn't take 5 months for them to get their head around it.
It's the geometry of the weapon.
Yeah. It's deep in the code.
On line 1792, there was something.
But like, if this bug is something that's going to take a lot of resources to fix, why don't you just put that on the back burner? You got other fish to fry at this point.
Yeah.
Was this the Festival of the Lost one? 1018. Yeah. So this is the movie of the week. We'll get to that, I guess. But
I'm looking at the patch notes. There's patch notes that came out earlier in the week.
Yeah.
October 16th.
The update 2.0.4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the big thing that I liked about that was the White Nail thing. I thought that was funny and cool. Iron Banner, the reduction of the stuff that we already talked about. That.
Yeah.
So there's this book like Truth to Power, like that is like relating to Eris Morn and like where like she is gone, and there's a quote in it called "Achieve light level 999 and defeat Dullan Karu in a 1-person fire team to unlock the true ending of the Dreaming City."
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Wait, what happened? That's a book.
Yeah, it's a lore book in game, like regarding Eris Morn, and it's like it's possible that it's just like like thrown out there, like it might not actually be a spoiler, but it says achieve light level 999 and defeat Dullan Karu in a 1-person fire team to unlock the true ending of the Dreaming City. But so like if you get 3 DLCs and then like that last like set of armor or whatever like gets you to 999 light, then that would be really amazing.
Thinking about that though, so let's presume it's 100 light per each of these things. You get to 900, and then the solstice thing is the last 99, right? That's actually a lot of grinding over the next year, right? That's more than we've ever done before. And it also
Yeah,
makes
it
me
would be
wonder,
insane.
do you think like
In
going
a
for
one-person fire team too.
yeah. Do you think going forward like they're gonna just get to like ridiculous numbers? Like you think they're gonna just let it keep rolling after 1,000 next year and stuff like that? Like or are they gonna revamp this whole system again?
They would have to revamp, man.
They can't just get the Japanese numbers like light level 100,576.
No, they can't do that. I don't know, man. I mean, to be honest, like that might be something that doesn't even come until like the
Holy
end of.
crap, that's your 1 year, dude.
That's my 1 year, bro. I'm
Nice.
so bummed.
So there is
Yo, wait a minute. You have
I have the
the badge and I don't. Look at that.
bro. That's
What's that? Oh my god.
get shit on, brother.
what you're talking about is the lore entry Act 2's React, right? And that's the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
where he says you bring Medusa before Rahul, and then he gives you a couple of tokens, a rare quality fusion rifle, shader, and a letter. And the letter says that exactly that.
Yeah.
But what I think is a little bit more interesting
Mm.
is the one that happens right before that. It says, when you kill Riven, she granted your wish to see the city made safe, but as all wish granters do, she perverted the wish, opening the dreaming city to Dulankarnu and Dulankaru. When you defeated him in turn, I reset the dreaming city to keep her permanently occupied. Battling you, you must use these loops to find a way to permanently destroy her.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So basically, what they're saying in the lore entry is the reason why this is happening is because you're killing someone is killing Dulankaru, and because that time loop ends, then the Dreaming City is reset so that we can be permanently fighting Riven.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, like from a lore perspective, like it's not just resetting, like because content. It's resetting because we're like stuck in an endless time loop of like
Mm.
fighting the taken off, like because of these like wishes, like which is really awesome. And
But it's a different kind of time loop than what we're kind of used to with the Vex. So
yeah,
what if this has to do with Mr. Callus, and like maybe he has some Vex technology. It's obvious that we had Vex technology, and we did that to mess around with the time loops, with the infinite forest. So
yeah, I'm super curious to see where this goes. I want to be 999 light. But I guess we'll know if it's a year 2 thing or a year 3 thing
Yeah.
it probably is a
in
year 3
December.
thing.
Yeah, because based on how much they increase the
I'm betting it's a year 3 thing because it doesn't make like 999. I don't think there's going to be a 999. I think it's going to go like to 985 to 1,000. And year 3 is going to start at 1,000 probably.
we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm not gonna go through each of these line by line, but I want to ask, have either of you guys used the fighting lion with the catalyst? I'm curious if it's any good.
Um,
The
it
fighting
just
lion
increases
is
handling and accuracy.
No,
fighting lion is bad anyway.
well, it
When you switch weapons, it
switch
just
weapons, yeah,
increases handling and accuracy on the weapons that you switch to.
and precision damage, right?
No, it's
Oh,
Still a bad
handling and
weapon.
accuracy.
and they nerfed the fighting lion because the
It
fighting
was
lion had a
nerfed so
bug.
hard into the ground, it's not even worth
Well,
having
the
anymore.
fighting lion had a bug where it was doing more than like the other breach loading grenade launchers, right? Which
I'm not randomly getting killed in one hit by it still, but it does still do a big chunk of damage.
I hate it.
I was just randomly dying to it. Like people would shoot me with the fighting line, and it was over.
I just hate it.
yeah, it was like a head bop thing, right? If they hit you directly in the head, it did like oddly did like precision damage or something like that.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
But whatever. I think it's really like Can't you get like grenade launcher precision on like helmets? Isn't that a thing that you can get?
No.
Is it?
No.
No,
It's
not on,
Oh,
not on
okay.
grenade launchers. No.
No.
Because that would be hilarious.
You might be able to with Fighting Lion though,
They actually don't even have
because Fighting Lion has the dead man trigger on it that you
The-
can.
they actually don't even have that perk for all weapon types. Like they don't have it for auto rifles. Yeah. It's kind of weird, but yeah, whatever.
I mean, they're not precision weapons.
Yeah.
So I was on somebody's account this week, and I got to use the Cerberus 4.
Yeah.
Have we talked about this?
You
No,
mentioned
server
it.
3+1. Well, the last thing I'll say about the because Spaniard's asking about he didn't read anything about it giving stability and accuracy. That is
The catalyst.
Is the catalyst, right? Yeah. So
Which
that's
you
the
get for free just for doing Festival of the Lost, by the way.
So just do the Festival of the Lost, and you'll get the catalyst.
Yeah, I think you have to do some things to like unlock it.
Just do the quest.
But yeah, it'll just pop it out. Like it takes like 5 minutes.
Right.
I got the ornament from that too. I thought everybody did, but then they're selling it in the store.
Wow,
So-
Huffy, your RNG is something else, man.
But yeah, but I have no god roll weapons. All my weapons.
But you
are-
didn't get the Cerberus 3+1 because you had to
Yeah,
play
I
on,
didn't.
on someone else's account.
That
Yeah.
thing is incredible. It's incredible. It's the most fun. It's another Borderlands weapon. They need to keep doing that. It's one of the most fun weapons that's ever been in the game.
So what
Not
you
only
want-
do I not have that weapon, I don't have any Forsaken exotics. I've got
Except
none.
for the quest exotics.
Right, yeah.
The Wish Ender, the Chaperone, the
Yeah. Where is the orange? Like, do these exotics exist? Like, I am all for low drop
No.
rates, but this
No.
it doesn't seem like they exist in the game.
for other people they do, just so that you know they do.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
all auto rifles are fantastic right now, though. Is what they're talking about auto rifles in chat right now. They're like whether or not auto rifles are good or not good. Auto rifles are really good. They buffed the damage by like 37%, didn't they?
Yeah,
crit
they
damage.
do a lot of damage.
So what you want? You said Borderlands weapon. Back to the Cerberus 3+1. What you want is you want a supremacy that shoots supremacies.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
I
like-
actually want.
You remember the it's the cartridge, right? Like you would like reload it and you throw the
Yeah,
cartridge and
you reload it,
explodes.
It throws the throw.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would actually like a giant 50 cal bullet that shoots sniper rifles. Like, that would be great. But wow, they've really made some incredible stuff in Forsaken. It'd be nice if we could get it.
Yeah. And don't go too far with it. I don't want it back to like year one where you're just giving them away. But
I actually heard the alternate argument. I was listening to Destiny Community podcast about this when they were talking about the thing. Pope actually was talking about how he wanted it to be. He did want that. That like he's fine. He said I'm fine with the way that it's dropping now. Like very very rarely, but it should go off of a knockoff list.
yeah.
Should
Yeah.
like and so like you should get the ones that are new because exotics are
so
yes,
rare. Yeah.
they're so rare now and they're designed for us to play with them
Right.
like
Yeah.
at some point you should be able to look at your character and say I will have them all.
I actually I really like that idea. I think just maybe take the RNG out completely. Like not like a higher chance of getting Forsakens exotics. 100% chance it's something you don't have at the drop rate that we have right now.
Yeah.
And I think I would still not even have like close to half of them if that
No,
was
I
the
wouldn't.
case.
I wouldn't.
Because I got maybe 2 exotics this week.
Yeah.
I've put a lot of hours in this week. I
I've
got
gotten
2
like on the ground, I've gotten like maybe 5 exotics since Forsakens dropped.
All
And
of
they've
mine were
all been
fighting
year
lions.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
all the
same
fighting
thing.
lions,
I
but-
had 6 or 7 exotics total since Forsaken has dropped, and every single one except for one has been. I got the Lord of Wolves, but that's the only exotic
Well,
that I got.
I have
from
that
my-
one
one's not even
too.
random chance.
Yeah, I have that one too. It's not random. It's only from that bounty from Spider, so I don't count that one.
Okay, well, then I don't have any that are. But feeling good about myself. Be like, I had that one. That's
Yeah.
the one I have.
Yeah, so did
Oh.
I, and then I found out it only comes from that spider bounty, and you have like a pretty
Well,
good chance of getting it.
there
So.
is an increased chance to drop once a week if you do the nothing left to say mission. The fanatic, when you actually kill the tentacle boss, when you actually kill him, he has a high chance of dropping the an exotic.
Okay.
Really? Wait,
So
how do you do that every week? It's just in the heroic story missions?
Yeah, it has to be in the heroic story missions, and that's the mission that you should do. And so
Is
he
that come
has
around on a specific day, or
No.
it'd be a week.
It,
so
I
I
guess
just
a
need to
daily.
check every day?
no, yeah, you have to check every day. It's random, I think.
Yeah, so nothing left to say is the mission you want.
Also,
And
if you
the
care
final
about
boss.
triumphs, you should do if there's ever Gaul or Panoptes or Zol available, you should do it because there's an achievement for each one of those.
To do them in the daily story mission.
Yeah, the heroics.
Oh, because technically they're all heroics now. Because like I said, that they
Yeah.
were going to do that with every story mission. Yeah, so like you can do that once on each character, once per day, if the mission's up there, because they did nerf it on how you were able to do that. But that boss has a guaranteed chance to drop something that's going to give you a mod component or an actual mod on a weapon, and he has a high chance to drop an exotic.
Interesting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the only boss in the entire game. Like I think the final boss in the entire game. I think the fanatic they said has an okay chance to drop one, but I think that's in the strike, right?
That's
No,
an
it's in the
adventure.
story.
That's an
So the
adventure, isn't it?
Fanatic and no, it's a strike. Or sorry, it's a story mission. The Fanatic and the Mechanist are both story missions that have better than usual chance to drop an exotic.
Right.
And the once per day that you do them, they will always drop a mod component.
Interesting.
And you have a decent chance at getting something that's masterworked or exotic.
Got it.
But don't worry, the exotic that you're gonna get, it's gonna be
It's gonna be year one.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a
And
fighting
safe.
line from the Mechanist.
And safe. I got and safe twice. It was fantastic.
It's not so like those. It's literally you literally have a less chance of getting a Forsaken exotic than someone who's done like all the year one stuff, because stuff like the Ace of Spades and the Mida
Get added
like,
into the pool.
and
Yeah.
the Aeon stuff get added to the loot pool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. It's stupid.
But that's the problem. I hate it.
Yeah.
Like you should not be able to get a Mida from the loot pool.
I think I mentioned this, but Leopard actually had like a moment where he finished the Ace of Spades quest. He got his Ace of Spades, and then
I know this is
he
coming.
went and turned in an Engram. It turned exotic, and then it was another Ace of Spades, like immediately, like 5 minutes after. It was like,
I think I was in a party with Raffi, and that happened to him at the gunsmith. You know, and he's such a sweet guy, but he was, he was like,
no.
"Hey H, I got an exotic." It's so sad.
So what they're talking about, Davey, he's asking about like what it can be added. So when you complete the quest, like let's say you complete the Ace of Spades quest, what happens is if you get an exotic, you have a chance of getting the Ace of Spades because you completed the Ace of Spades quest. So by you simply doing the quest to get the exotics, you actually decrease your chance by getting
diluting the pool.
Forsaken exotic, because you're diluting the pool with exotics you already have.
Yep. So that's a shame.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's a lot in this. I'm glad to see that they're updating the game still so consistently, and I hope they keep it up. Just a lot of quality of life changes in here. Nothing like paramount or anything like that. The last thing I wanted to mention that I noticed this week was there's a Drewski video. Did you end up watching it, Huffy? The hammer build thing I sent you?
Yes, I did.
Is that not the most disgusting thing you've ever seen?
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
So
it's even better on controller than it is on M&K.
Oh my god. So there's this hammer build EXO with the new Hammer Titan where you have the throwing hammers.
Yeah.
If you put the Worm God Caress exotics on, they buff your melee damage every time you get a melee kill. So after you say you shoot somebody with a hand cannon and then hit them with the hammer for a kill, right?
Right. Yeah. So you get a close melee kill, but for this,
No, you don't have to get a close one. You can
it doesn't
throw
have
a
to be
hammer.
close with it. Yeah, you get that throwing hammer. Yeah.
So you get the throwing hammer kill. It'll buff your damage. It'll buff your damage enough after that first throwing hammer kill that it's a one-hit kill with the next one you throw. After that, and you get 15 seconds before the buff wears off. If you get another kill, it refreshes the 15-second timer, heals you, and it stacks so high that you're able to one-hit kill a super with your hammer.
Yeah.
And
no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
and after 3 kills, you can then just melee people. Like you don't actually have to throw the hammer.
Right.
Like you only have to throw the hammer for the second 2 kills. After that, you can literally just melee people to death.
What?
It does 800 damage at the highest stack. and here's another part about it is even if the hammer lands on the ground and you miss and it explodes next to somebody, it still does 800 damage.
Wow.
And
so like the exploding damage is the same, and then it probably increases your melee damage again because it was a melee kill.
Yep, and it heals you every time. And like I was watching the magnetism on it, dude. Holy crap. He was like a mile and a half away and he throws it and it's like I'm like,
was he using controllers?
Yes, but still. I'm like,
okay.
That's
well,
unbelievable.
Controller, then.
Like,
Let's
dude,
go.
He literally doesn't he doesn't even look at the guy. He purposely aimed like 10 meters to the right and it just like curves back into the guy. And like there's no precision on those. You just have to hit them like straight up. There's no like hitting them in the head like a throwing knife.
Yeah, it's pretty likely that if you get a melee kill,
this is what drives me
within
nuts.
15 seconds of getting.
They're like a throwing knife is doing 120 damage to the head and 90 to the body. But this thing is existing out there and like what in the hell is going on with this? You know, like why is this non-precision projectile allowed to be so strong? Like it's fine, you know, it's a very specific build, but then the throwing knife has to suck. I just don't get it.
Well, in fairness, they did buff the throwing knife for the Blade Barrage Super.
What?
Didn't they?
Nope. It does
Like,
30 damage.
It does
30 damage each knife. If you land all 3 of them, it does 90 damage. If you land it to the head, it's 41 damage each knife for a total of 120 damage. And it does a little bit of burning damage. It's like 6 damage per tick for like 3 ticks or something like that. So you can't do very much with that at all.
Yeah, 30 damage is literally nothing.
Yep.
Because it sprays out too quickly if you throw like a normal throwing knife like a normal hunter would.
And the further you throw it, the further it spreads out.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So you have to be close enough to not melee. When you get close enough, which is already a problem because they have the keybinds set up so that you can't separate your throwing knife. If you could do that, it might be a workable solution. It might be a workable solution.
They yeah. In the bright side, hey hunters, you can now use the Dragon Shadow and not be cucked on your Memento Mori rounds.
Yeah.
So that was a quick fix that I didn't think was going to get fixed. We now have like transmat stuff in collections, emblem variants in collections, you know, the ghosts in collections, which thank goodness, because
that's the coolest thing. Yeah, the missing emblems. I ran into the missing emblem bug once. I restarted the client. I was looking for an emblem, and I was like, why can't I see this emblem? And it was because I was missing 3 pages of the emblems.
Yep.
I only had 2 showing, and I was supposed to have 5. I restarted the client, I had 5, and I was like, "Whoa, there's 3 pages of emblems that were missing."
Oh, Huffy, have you seen the Spectral Blades chess piece?
I have it. The Gweisenvest?
Yeah. Do you like it? Yeah, okay.
It's incredible.
I was watching Godin use it, and I was just thinking, like, Huffy would love this thing, because, like, it benefits exactly the way he plays, so.
Yeah. No, it's, like, you literally, like, you get so much super energy back.
Yep.
I have a clip from a couple weeks ago playing comp with them where like this guy like he just messaged me like shit player BTW, and then on countdown on eternity I went around the entire map just
Oh my
killing all his
God.
spectral blades and like didn't run out. And then he messaged me, he's like, how long does that thing last? And I was like, just long enough to shit on your team.
That's very funny.
It's a great moment. Like it's the chess piece is a wonderful exotic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Still haven't gotten it though. Well, I'll let you know when I have it.
But yeah, I think that's all I really have for this week. Do you guys have anything else?
No,
No.
I don't.
Again, guys, if you're enjoying the podcast, help support us by just sharing this with your friends. We need help promoting.
Join us on Patreon.
Yeah. Give us your money.
The Patreon of we don't actually want your money, we just want your voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Aww.
So everybody who shows up here live, you make a huge difference. If you watch the YouTube videos or listen to it on Google Play, Spotify, or Apple, or Podbean, then props to you as well. You're helping keep the podcast alive, and if we can get more people listening, that'd be great. So we'll see you guys next week. I am going to actually go straight into a stream for once this week. I don't have to like run to work or anything like that. So
Let's go.
gonna be playing some Destiny. What about you guys?
I have to eat, but I'm gonna grab my food, eat real quick, and then I'll be on Destiny as well.
All right.
Well, in just a few if you want to play some PvP.
Sounds good.
I won't be on for too much longer because I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning or 5 o'clock this morning. And,
rest.
Gotcha.
I've been awake for quite some time, so I won't be on for too long, but then I'll be on pretty early tomorrow.
Well, this has been GuardianCast After Dark, episode 34. Thanks everyone for being here. Peace.
Peace, y'all.